Yeah, that would be.
And did you pay for this next color piece?
Yeah, we paid for that.
Ready to go.
I'd like to call to order the June 2026 meeting of the Douglas CSD. We're going to start out with a flag salute. I'm going to lead us off here. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic one way under God, indivisible, justice and liberty. Can we get up next?
Wow.
Holly had to show up. She's got a 3-page, no, 4 pages. Yeah.
Unless he's busy working for a district.
Despite our prohibition over 1 page, over 1 page. No problem. All right. Do we have any visitors?
I mean, he's not technically a visitor, but we don't see him often. Ostica, our CIO is here this evening to tell you how he keeps us all safe.
All right. Well, I like that.
Frighten us with the cost of technology.
We don't spare that either.
No, you're
Oh, I believe there's concern. It's just, you can worry or you can
excellent.
figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Great teaching technique. Adjustments to the agenda at this time.
I just want to notify the board that we did adjust, we got some feedback on the minutes and we made that adjustment. It's in the electronic copy. This copy was already printed. So the minutes, the change was that Mike was here.
Oh. How much paper do you have to print out to get that change done?
We didn't reprint.
Oh, I see.
We've been going paperless here for about 17 years, and you can see the impact.
I'll let it sit when I make a motion. to
Loving
accept
it.
The minutes.
Okay. Did you just enter us into a public hearing motion?
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, I'll look for that. I'll look for a motion to enter into a public hearing. Do we need to do that? Because we're already doing a public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whoa, oh, I'm sorry. Hello, sorry about that.
City
You,
I'm like Taylor Swift, upsets me.
didn't hold.
Phones go off in the audience, yeah. So.
This is here. She's up there.
She's up there.
Yeah.
Bring her down.
As soon as she talks, she'll replace Gail.
This is Venice by Zoom.
And Tina's up there as well.
Richard is coming.
Okay. So Venice, you're up with the budget hearing document, or are you just gonna say what further? Go ahead, Venice.
All right, good evening. We have before you the motions. Nothing has changed from our approved budget that was approved last month by our budget committee. So there are no changes that need to be discussed or looked at tonight. So we really just need this board to adopt.
That's a feedback loop.
Spaceship landing.
Are you still there, Venice?
I am still here. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
We are too.
so I'm open for any questions that you might have. Otherwise, this board just needs to make a motion to approve the, I'm sorry.
Can I get the correct amount for the budget, because either we need another zero or a period or
Yeah, there's a problem.
with the amount?
So it says 63,335,008 there or something. There's a comma there.
We don't know.
So is it 008?
Yes, let me, I was doing that last minute, so my apologies. The budget amount is Oh, no, that's the board.
To remind the board, we are in the hearing, the action item will come later.
Right, that's why. What? Yeah,
I just want it corrected, one of us reading it.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
good point, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, it's in our minutes.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, the taxes.
Right, yeah.
Dennis, if you start keeping us on our toes.
Yeah,
Well, I used to have a board member in a previous life, and he always said, I know there's a mistake and I'm gonna find it. So I would always put a little something in there to see if he was gonna find it, and lo and behold, he would.
was that at Roseburg?
Yes, sir.
I know who that was. Anyway,
I hear he's still here, though. Go to the area with the Roseburg.
anyway,
Okay, so that amount should be $62,661,818.
Say again.
$62,661,818.
It is also on page 20 of your board book in the resolution.
It's correct. It's correct on that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna assume that the motion for part one will take that into account.
yeah, under action items.
Okay.
So we need to exit the public hearing on,
Exit,
yeah,
okay, but we don't need that.
and then we go to our regular meeting and go awards recognitions.
Okay, we're now on Roman numeral 4, part B. We're gonna exit our public hearing. Since Dennis had no questions and nothing else to add, we return to the regular meeting. Awards, recognition, and correspondence.
None tonight.
How many letters do we get in a month around here? I mean, somebody actually writing a letter to us. The post office delivers it next to none. Senators have been known to say they were swayed by the number of letters they got, sometimes up to 50.
The price of a stamp now, that's
Yeah.
gonna just keep going down.
Okay. No correspondence, no recognition, no award. Presentations to the board, we are on item number 6, Roman numeral. Bottom of the page, and that would be Osticus back.
Yes, so I like to bring Oscar back once a year to just update you on the state of technology, both what he does to
Ostic, before you start, how long has it been since you addressed us?
Couple years.
I gotta trust you.
let's see. And so he's gonna give us a bit of a presentation tonight on ESD technology and all the fun things he does every day.
Not really a presentation, it's more of a report of what we did, what we experienced, and what we see, basically. On what we did this year, the major project that we undertook this year was to deploy a single sign-on in multiple districts. Does everybody know what single
Right.
sign-on is? All right, I was going to explain. The big problem that we were trying to solve with this was the amount of time that the teacher would spend at the beginning of the class, logging the students into their Chromebooks, and then subsequently logging into whatever application that they were going to use on that day. This was really acute in the lower grades. So the complaint was the teachers was spending upwards of 20-30 minutes getting all the kids logged in their Chromebooks.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I mean, it was eating up a lot of class time. A lot of teachers were reluctant to use the Chromebooks, but now really don't have a lot of choice because almost all the curriculum has moved digital and it's all online. So we have to use the Chromebooks. So we use a software called ClassLink. There are multiple components to it, and the biggest advantage of using it was that for the teacher, you print out a QR code which is unique to each student. And all the students have to do is leave it in front of the Chromebook at the time of logging, and it logs them right in. And the single sign-on part takes over from there, and subsequent applications, then they all require a username and password to get into it. They just have to click on it, and they log right in like magic. So we went from about 20, 30 minutes to about 2 minutes. Everything's in time. Second component for this piece of software was the automatic rostering. So like I said, all these applications require an account to be created. It's either the teacher created it or IT created it. And yes, it was time consuming, but most of all, when there was student movement, we didn't always get the information in time. And then the result was the student couldn't participate in the class because there was no credentials to log into this application. ClassLink does daily rostering by pulling information from the SIS, and it's virtually hands-free. The student would be entered the previous night, and next morning they have access to all the applications. Along with all these application usage, we have been helping districts strengthen their student privacy practices by getting vendors to sign privacy agreements that clearly define how student data would be handled, and most importantly, when it would be destroyed after we use the application. So in the past, the district would buy the application, we would install it on a district server that resided at the district, and we knew exactly what was in it, who even accessed it, and we would just get rid of it once we no longer needed it. Now, none of that information is local. It's all out there. And there have been instances where there have been breaches. And even though the district had stopped using the application years ago, data was still there, it never went away. And that information is available now on data dumps all over the place. Even though we are recommending that districts have vendors sign, a lot of vendors are very reluctant to do so, and some outright just say no. And this is really acute in the smaller districts where you have low licensing count and software vendor just doesn't want to sign it at all. But there's a push statewide to have vendors go through signing an agreement and having components where, okay, it's clearly defined after 30 days or however long after we stop using the application, we will delete that data. We also have breach notification information on there that we want to know something happened to the data at their end and what they're going to do about it. So, like I said, a lot of the vendors are very reluctant to sign it, but it's an ongoing process. And a lot of times the districts don't even think about it because past practice has been, yeah, we just use the app. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a huge mistake.
Yep. On the cybersecurity side, we did conduct a tabletop exercise where we went through a simulated cyber attack, and I believe we went through a potential ransomware attack, and our financial system was compromised, and payday was like 2 days from now. I think it was very helpful for the non-IT people to walk through the whole process because normally we don't normally get involved or know what the pieces are. And it was helpful for me as well because we had questions as to how our cybersecurity insurance would come into play. And we were able to bring them in, answer those questions. And this year, the tabletop exercise is actually required even to get insurance. We've kind of ahead of the game there. Another piece on the cybersecurity side was CISA, or the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, used to provide subsidized services that we kind of wanted. In the middle of the year, I guess their funding got pulled and they just stopped paying for stuff that we actually use. And it was free. I mean, they subsidized, but it was free. And for this year and next year, the state of Oregon stepped in to pay for those. Future years, we just have to see. Like I said at the beginning, yes, it's happening, so we just find a way to deal with it. On the AI side, I believe that was the last presentation I did to the board. Talked about how wonderful AI is and what we can use it for. Well, we are kind of seeing the not so nice part of AI right now. Actually, it's not the AI itself; it's the people using it in ways that,
For now.
for now, in ways that they shouldn't. We are seeing very sophisticated social engineering attacks come through. They are really, really good. It's very hard to see that it's fake or it's real. I know one district actually fell for it and they had to write a check for like $10,000. It was out of their pocket. I think insurance reimbursed them, but yeah, it's happening. And you said for now, so Anthropic is a big AI research company. I don't know whether you read this in the news, but they actually developed a new AI model, and the sole purpose of it is to seek out and exploit vulnerabilities in software. It's not widely released yet, and it was given to like Microsoft and Google and all the big vendors, and all of them had vulnerabilities in their software systems that this found. Some of the vulnerabilities had been there for like decades, but yeah. And this found it in minutes. This one, it's called Mythos, and it's so scary that the White House recently summoned all the bank CEOs because it poses a significant threat to the financial system. I mean, threat to the entire economy, actually. And it will be, say, interesting in a not so nice way when it is released to the public. I mean, it's coming right now, they held it back. Also on the AI front, you might have heard it on the news with all the data centers being built and whatnot. There is a huge strain on memory. So the AI training machines use something called high bandwidth memory. And there are only 3 major memory manufacturers in the world. The high bandwidth memory used to be just a small piece of their business. Because of the demand, actually one of them completely stopped manufacturing the retail side of things. The retail side of things is what we use on our laptops and our servers, phones, etc. And some of the AI companies actually have bought up all the manufacturing capacity for the rest of the year. And there's a huge shortage of the regular memory that everybody else uses. And the net effect of this has been about, it's a little over 600% increase in memory prices.
Your DDRM that you are going to get.
Yep. Yeah. And again, those high prices is the activity in the Gulf. So there's a lot of raw materials outside of petroleum that comes out of that area.
Helium.
Helium is about 40% of the world's industrial helium comes out of that. And helium is like a critical element used in all of chip manufacturing. So, something else, this is only related to computing. The PCB board raw materials, PCB boards are the green boards that you see in all the electronics. Those prices have gone up about 45% so far. This is on top of the increased transportation costs. So we are immediately seeing the impact of this in the district with the Chromebooks. So we have a few thousand Chromebooks in Douglas County alone, and prices have gone up 100%. So it used to be just under $200, now it's $400. And some of the actually all the districts are rethinking how they deploy these machines. And now it's really, you have to have it because of all the curriculum that is online. You have to have a device to be able to access it. Chromebooks are also not very durable to begin with.
They're not very durable. They're not
Durable.
Yeah. They're disposable.
Yeah, so we see about 20-25% damage. I mean, that's damage that we cannot use at all. There's more damage than that, but we are able to cannibalize different parts and make things whole. But on average, it's about 20-25%. And some districts used to replace them every 3 years or so. And now it's like they're going to use it till they're done because it's impacting the budget. And it's twofold: price increase on this side, budget crunch on the other side.
So they're less durable. Is that what you're saying?
It's, yeah, because they are cheaply made to begin with. And kids are not very gentle with them. And
Right.
there's intentional damage. I mean, it's very easy to damage the device.
Okay.
So, so we're looking at a kind of an expensive future, at least on the computing side, at least in the near term. That's all I had. Any questions?
So would that be considered a stock tip for us to?
You're too late.
If you didn't buy your RAM 4 months ago, like I did, you're probably in deep trouble.
Yeah, and so generally things go up in price. The real problem here is the price increase happened just suddenly, just shot up.
Did you come up with the idea to have the codes in front of the Chromebooks so people could log in? Was that your idea?
I would like to say yes, but it was developed by a different company.
Okay,
But
I substitute teach, and that's very slick. And
Yep.
Even the kindergarten kids are very adept to change. Good solution.
So I forgot to mention that. So for the younger kids, we used to have simple passwords, ABCD, 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
But we were seeing more and more of the accounts were getting compromised because they were simple passwords.
Right. Yeah.
And today, the recommended password length is 18 characters.
Right.
There's no way anybody's going to remember that.
Yep.
Like a first grader. 18 characters of anything.
Yeah.
So the QR code really
It's
come in handy.
It works very well in the field.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, what's the question?
Yes.
Gail has a question.
You did.
You muted it, Gil.
Okay, I was curious about the tabletop exercises that you referred to earlier. Who at the ESD participated in those? Was it all staff or just clerical staff or?
No, it was mainly some of the exec stuff.
I see. Is there a need to do that training agency-wide or at least in Douglas County?
I don't think it was appropriate for agency-wide because it was mainly the decision makers that needed to be there and the people who are directly impacted by it. Yes, the staff would be directly impacted by it, but it's mainly revolved around finances.
So did you guys have outcomes of the tabletop that you could share with the rest of the staff as far as just any kind of security recommendations?
So this was based on something actually happened to us.
Right.
It wasn't the impact on the financial system, but we have had ransomware attacks in the past.
Right.
So I kind of knew what to look for, what we needed to do. But generally, like Annalicia didn't know that. And we also didn't have an insurance component at that time. We also didn't, it wasn't hugely debilitating because our backups were good.
Right.
And Gail, at the start of the year, in our Safe Schools package, we have required technology training that teaches us about safe sites and those sorts of things. So all staff go through that basic, well, it doesn't feel basic, but cybersecurity, those sorts of things, so that we are more knowledgeable of and to catch things.
And they are.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I just had a quick question. As we're moving to QR codes, are we anticipating students needing to use the QR codes or to have access to a phone as well at some
Oh,
point?
no. So the QR codes are for the students. So they use the QR code on their Chromebook. The Chromebooks have a camera on there. And the login process actually just prompts them to use the QR code.
So do they have a card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The teacher has access to the class,
Right.
class. She can print them out.
So the kids just take their card, show it to the Chromebook, and they're good to go.
Yep.
The QR is given to the student.
And they're unique. It's not the same.
Right.
And the teacher also has the power to reset it too.
Right.
Okay, any other questions?
Hey.
Anything else to tell us?
I'm curious whether I know you said that much of the curriculum is digital these days, but I'm curious whether we have districts that are moving away from one-to-one devices in the classroom and or not. I know you said they want to keep them till they're antiques, but are they? Is there a movement to just not have devices as much as we have because of COVID?
No, actually, it's the opposite. Like
Oh.
most districts have way more Chromebooks than students.
Well, I mean, if you're asking like that as a bigger question, yes, nationally, there's a huge movement to not make this huge mistake we already made. But it goes back to the textbook companies. That's why we are where we are. Textbooks got so expensive that our small districts could not afford to adopt them anymore.
Right.
That's it. It's a whole story right there. And it's ridiculous because we have really good information that tells us it isn't so good for kids to do one device work. It'd be better to go back to what we had, but good luck doing that now. The
Yeah.
expense of it is just,
It'd be difficult to go backwards.
yeah.
Well, and then if you want to put all complications together, there's also the whole thing about screen time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're hearing anything about that in Douglas County, but I'm certainly hearing it nationally.
I am not seeing it. This from my end.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, what, thanks, what?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. The consent agenda follows and I'll entertain any kind of motion to,
I'll move to accept the consent agenda.
okay.
Yeah, it was written digitally. I'll second that.
How current of you.
Hey, gotta follow it.
Follow up, okay. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments about the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Is that Gina? Is that her voice?
Gina's on it.
Okay.
I
just
said
the
aye,
phone.
yes. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right, motion passes unanimously.
Richard's the one that had the feedback, but he said.
I'm here too, Harry.
Look
Okay,
at that. There's a pirate. What do you, frontier Fremont.
hi. Okay, we're now up to the superintendent's report. I believe that's on page 7 of your agenda.
Yes, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you. Our final board meeting of the 25-26 fiscal year. I started my report with just reminding us of the work that our staff accomplished this year. We executed our local service plan. There's about 12,300, 600, and it just goes up and down, but we'll know a year from now. Kids that we serve through either direct or indirect services. Angela's report's going to talk more about the SPED services and the number of students we shared that we provided services there. Between Jackson and Douglas County, we served 1,345 children and families in our ECSE program. That number is not getting smaller. Our evaluations continue to remain steady or go up in that area. So, but the funding does not. I wanted to talk a little bit about the survey results. So when we started the strategic design, it was important to the board and myself that we measured what we were doing and any changes that were happening. So we had our second staff check-in. You have the document with the 2 blue boxes in the full report. I gave you a summary in the board report. Our participation went up about 25%, which is wonderful and huge. It's very rare to get 75% of your staff participating. The second page with the green charts, these were 2, we call them experiments, and I've been talking about them all year. And so we wanted to measure, did our staff see the experiments and the work that our administrative team has been working on? And these experiments came from last year's survey data. Our administrative team reviewed that data. As I always say, I don't know where the goalpost is with communication. It's like rainbow. It's always moving. We can always be better. And so our staff within communication selected, thought about what they wanted to do with their team. Through randomness, it was mostly one-to-one meetings with their staff, and that looked various ways they were happening, but how could they make that time more effective, more efficient, more impactful? And so the first green box where it says accessing new communication channels, some of them are all new, but the regularly 101, you can see that about 2/3 of our staff said, yeah, I think I did something like that. And then the other experiment we were working on is cross-functional teams. If you're in business and HR, they've been doing that for decades. Tech is in there as well, but really trying to, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but really trying to get like our gen ed and our SPED K-12 teams to be more connected and more crossover. So we have a SPED coach who was connecting in with our SEEKS team, which is our school evaluation team. When we lost all of our interns, the need did not go away, but we knew some other role would start to get asked questions, and that was our mentors, our youth mentors. They are not mental health specialists. That's not the design of their role. And so we quickly created some cross-functional teams with the remaining mental health staff we had to make sure that kids got to the right spot. So that's an example of that. And then we were also, one of our things that we have been testing is, are people getting the information they want to know? Our staff keeps saying we need to know the things. And so these were ways in which we were working to get information out. So looking at how we send information out to all staff, we have 300 staff to communicate with. And how do we, when it's important, they know it's important. When it's something they need to respond to, they know that. When it's just informational. So we worked on some practices there to clearly communicate that to staff. Also looking at when does it need to come from like Holly, me, or Ostica, or Venice, and when should it really come from their direct supervisor. So those were just things we were testing to make sure information got out to people. The ESD Times is our monthly newsletter, which also has all of, this is important, people wrote over there, the things they need to share with staff. And those sorts of things. Our Vision Employee Access Portal was brand new this spring. It's quite the tool with lots of information for our staff, including what we as an agency contribute to their PERS, their healthcare, all of that, them being able to see besides what their monthly check is. So there's some really good information in there. It just started. So we'll hope. So some of this is just, it just started. We're getting baseline data. Others is we're really trying to get it to grow.
Do we get a copy of that ESD newsletter?
No, it's it's just internal staff. We can give, yeah. Sure. The other thing, so the next section is clear expectations. Again, this was, these were things that we tried this year, so we were just getting a baseline on where things are. I want to call attention to the one where it's ESD processes and procedures are accurate, or people know where to find them. I feel confident that I could find them. That started at 44%, but this is the first time we put a lot of effort into folks knowing where those things are. As we share, we're more and more electronic. So we feel like 44% is a great start. The next ones are things that we measured last year. And so you can see the growth. The first three, one more. They're in order. The first three columns are this year's results and then the change over. And so I wanted to call to your attention, my connection with my coworkers helped me stay committed even when things are hard, went up 11%. And that says a lot about our staff, that they feel like they have someone they can connect with when things are hard, which is a lot of the time for our staff because they're dealing with students' highly complex situations. So it's a great stat. Continuous improvement. Oh, no, value and belonging. I got ahead of myself. Or I missed one. Nope. Continuous improvement, again, was something we measured last year. I'll call attention to the one where my team uses data to guide decision making. If you guys remember a year ago when I shared that one, it was like 50-some%, and we all went, I don't think that's true. So we changed the definition and made it more clear of what data is. So that 12% gain, I don't think is necessarily because 12% more people are using data. It's just we've better defined it. And so I think it's a better representation of our staff using data. So overall, some really good feedback to our team about how staff are feeling through belonging, through feedback and continuous improvement. And then what's next steps is various teams have been looking at this data and summarizing it and sharing their thoughts with us. So we'll take all of that and kind of pick out the 5 highlights from that data. And then in August with our in-service, so we'll have an in-service in Douglas County and an in-service in Jackson County. We'll take a little bit of time to have the staff hone in on a couple of questions like focus groups and give us some more specific data. And we'll repeat the cycle again. So we're very thankful to our staff that they will share with us their experience so that we can year over year offer a better and better experience.
22, you're definitely going to want to be asking questions about, even though it's not statistically significant.
Yep.
But that's definitely always the thing to have a conversation about.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about that one where it's interesting where the questions that say my team or I were higher and then the ESD. And we've gotten that feedback. I know 300 people doesn't seem like a large organization, but we're across 4 counties.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I'm very excited that the I circle feels good, the team circle feels good. And so really next year feels like, okay, how do we help people feel connected to the organization? What is it that you want to know? What would feeling connected feel like, do you need to know everything that Holly and Angela do? Or what is it that you want to know? And really sort of getting some levels set there. And then I think we will have a target that we can hit better. So that's part of what I think we'll be asking in August. Yeah. So, again, I'm grateful to, the folks who review the questions and, our data specialist, Elizabeth, Bastian, is behind the scenes, and that's who makes these beautiful reports and, makes it easy to see the data so we can get to the important part, which is what we're gonna do with it. A couple of other things, the last few weeks have been very busy for high schools, graduating, 950 students, in our region, are now out, into the world, going on various, journeys and they'll be contributing their talents to our community, if they aren't so already. So congratulations to all of them. I wanted to highlight that, because of our work of our operations coordinator and our safety team, our safe premium decreased by about $18,000 this year. So, I wanted the board to know that's a pretty significant drop, and much gratitude to Veronica and her team, keeping their eye on how we keep people safe. And
Copy of what?
18,
In what? In what?
safe, workman's comp, right?
Yep,
So less, because less people are getting hurt,
yes, yeah,
our premium can go down.
good. Doesn't
Uh,
work out, but doesn't it? For that to happen, that's good.
Well, we hope it keeps happening. I'm not sure that I don't know what the low point is, but, very grateful for that. We also got awarded a few grants this week. I'll drop it in my next report, but, our CCO released some grants, and, one of those grants is, how we help families think about adult screen time. So when you are with small children, thinking about your own use of your own. We talk a lot about kid use, but we don't talk enough about adult use. And most of us, the device has been in your hands since they were teenagers and don't think much of it. And so, really using some solid research with Love and Logic, basically 20 minutes a day, play with your kids, changes. Apparently, it works wonders. So, so we got some grant funding to do some communications campaigns around that, work with community partners, and hoping to increase speech development from that and also reduce behaviors that we're seeing in kids. And I will conclude my report.
Any questions for Annalisa?
Nope.
You never know when there's no questions. We'll always assume it's good. Okay. We are SPED report. What's up? Wake up.
I think my biggest highlight right now is we are working on Partner Sports Camp. Just earlier today, we had a work crew out getting all the equipment, inventory, supplies, and all that, seeing, making sure we have what we need and what do we need to get purchased quickly for camp to get going. Loaded up the trailer, so the trailer of goodies is ready to go for camp. So that all happened this afternoon. What?
And they steal something.
Yeah.
There is that, but we have lots of protections in place. But yeah, so that was this afternoon. We had a work group on that. And I did pass out some goodies. We have our yearbook that we implemented last year. We implemented a yearbook for camp, and I had a couple extra copies. So I gave you guys each a copy.
Thank you.
So you can see our yearbook.
Yeah.
And that's printed here in our ESD print shop to help you save on some of the costs on that. And we get donations for sponsorships for the yearbook. And so for us, it doesn't cost anything for every Partner Sports Camp participant, kids, volunteers, staff, to get a copy of the yearbook. And then on top of that, we do bring in a couple $1,000s to put right back towards camp. So it's been a successful endeavor that we tried out last year. So it'll continue. Other than that, there's some, I don't know if there was any questions for my report. June's a heavy month for us because most of our staff in my department are student facing, and I mentioned it, it's bittersweet because they get very attached to their kids that they've been working with all year and all the growth they've had all year, and saying goodbye to their kids. But then also all of my staff are skipping on off to summer. So
Out of all the sub work I do, I enjoy working the most. I really enjoy working with kids in the program.
Former school teacher, and I became a school bus driver 40 years later, and I was pretty sure I was gonna hate the kids. Turned out 80% of them were wonderful.
Yeah.
Made my day. It's just,
And the other ones just made you smarter.
oh, yeah. Yeah, getting an entire busload of 14 and 15-year-old girls to sing the shark song.
oh god.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Well,
Amazing. Almost made,
Remember when that was the popular song?
sorry.
Singing all.
Got it out of my head. Thanks.
Yeah. Now it's back in there.
so do we have any more questions for Angela?
Good report.
Angela, I ream out any employee that sends us something more than one page long, Holly.
I saw, okay, on my end, I figured it was something happened.
It's not Tolstoy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
One page on my end before
Yes.
I put it in the fridge.
Here. Okay. We now, I've lost my place.
Oh,
Holly, sir.
My
HR update.
three big report before.
It's actually.
In my defense, it is a bigger print, a little bit of white space on the chart.
It was
And a
needed.
lot higher.
It was needed to convey the information.
I mean, no, I love it. Thank you for having me here and as usual, and just highlighting a couple of the areas, the evaluation handbook. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but we finally got it done. It's a, it was a collaborative effort for sure. And then just talking about our staffing, I just gave you some stats. So a little bit of reading there, but a chart, a beautiful chart on the back to just show you where things are broken up. I thought that was kind of interesting, and the different departments that we have. We are a large entity or a lot of programs just touching a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And so, a lot of good services, we know those things about the ESD, but it was interesting for me even to just break this up and to see how the different, the large aspect of our organization and just how widespread it is. So really it may look like a lot, but it's not. It's just, it does need a few more pages to it, but.
Is the number next to the staff in that department?
Yes.
Okay. that's
Yep. And the other. Mhm. Yeah. So, any questions that you might have on those pieces? And again, I'll talk more about the evaluation handbook a little bit later.
So I guess we'll hear from you later.
I think that's.
Fiscal overview, finish you up?
I am. Good evening again. Kind of just we're at the end of a fiscal year, and I thought, ironically, and I promise you that Annalisa and Holly and I did not come together and say we're going to do statistics or we're going to do numbers in our board report. So it's very cool to see those numbers from other perspectives. In my board report, just kind of really hits it off. When you look at, you're about to adopt a budget of 60+ million, what does that look like in a fiscal year? So just wanted to throw out some of those statistics and also just acknowledge the business office staff. It does truly take a whole village, and all of the ladies play a very significant part in the processing of all of those dollars. Beyond that, I don't have anything that really stands out in the financial data this evening. So I'll open it up to questions if anybody has any.
I don't have questions, so we'll assume you're done. Okay. Informational items, review of the executive contracts.
Yes, so I just also want to add a couple more stats. Ostica's team manages over 20,000 devices. Venice's team, just to the ESD alone, cut at least 3,600 checks in payroll. That doesn't count contracts. Holly's team, I don't even know what fun statistic I get, processing leave. That would be thousands.
Extra duty contract.
Extra contracts.
What contract?
Yeah, 300 people, and then all of the additional things start multiplying. And so much gratitude to our back office staff as well for being the concrete pillars that help us get paid, help us leave, help us stay, these things work. Even when they go black in the middle of meetings, but I thought that was my call to summer vacation. It wasn't a battery issue, but anyways, so back to review of contracts. So a few months ago, I brought to you the idea of independent chief financial officer contract that's pretty standard across the state. That's a current role. It's not a new role. It's just taking that role and putting it in a different group. And you guys requested to see what a contract like that would look like. So the one with all the X's is our standard contract. We've used this for assistant superintendents and such in the past. I'm also going to be reviewing some other roles in our agency to see whether we need any more of roles to move out of the admin agreement into more of this setting as well, just given our size and what we can do. So that was the first one, and I'll be looking at some others and communicating with that as well. So this is just to review the contracts are tricky. So you do the CBA and my contract. Other contracts can just be assigned what I want to keep assigned between me and staff, but I just want to keep you guys informed of their existence, those sorts of things. The other thing I wanted to chat with the board about is for many, many years, we've had an assistant superintendent for folks who are newer to our board. Up until 2 years ago, we had variations of an assistant superintendent. When that individual left our organization, I sort of took stock in what we needed, given our strategic design, what had changed across our organization. That's where the operations coordinator role came about. We have a lot of buildings, and asking someone to do that as a side wasn't taking care of our buildings. So we shifted that into a more full-time role. And so moving into the future and thinking about the strategic design and I've spent the last 2 years thinking about, do we need this role and what would it look like? And it would really look, and as you know, we aren't large enough to have a standalone assistant superintendent. There's much larger districts than us that have one or two, or I don't know, lots. And so it's usually typically someone is also leading a division, but has this larger agency role across. So it's, they have two things to do, which as someone who did that job, I was very conscientious of what is it exactly we would need in that role. And so as we look at the strategic design and where we're heading, one of the things that was in the design was restructuring ourselves, where we were structured by our administrative services were sort of wrapped around us. But instead of having like SPED division, general ed division, early learning division, administrative services, it would be designed by the audience which you serve. So early learning, children and families, those who serve the adults in the system and those who serve the kids. one of the key questions we ask in the strategic design is, will it be better? Sorry, Harry. Will it be better? And at this point, I don't think that design will be better than what we have, mostly because when I look at supervision, one of the things I think makes us special is most of our staff are supervised by someone with the knowledge of what that role is. And this would shift that. And so I don't, at this point, think it would be better. But what we have been working on is those cross department, what we call behavior changes of, oh, someone's missing from a different department that could really be here. And that's really what I imagine this role is going to be, leading that work across our agency, and behavior changes takes a long time, and having someone's eye on the prize. It's a licensed position also. So if I'm away, there's someone there who's a licensed administrator as well. So both of those positions share a similar contract, and so I'll be moving forward with the next steps on that, and then I'll report back to you in July with the named individual. Any questions, concerns?
Job description, that's all we need.
Oh, yes. We can give you a, like, what an assistant superintendent, that portion of the job description. Sure. Yep. I was so focused on the contract, I missed that.
There was,
The most important part,
Yes.
any respects.
there was a time in the state of Oregon when the state required us to have somebody who was a licensed superintendent on duty every school day, every day.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
I've,
Either that or you're always here.
well, I mean, I don't think it, yes, the law requires that we have a licensed superintendent.
Mhm.
I don't think it's like physical location. Because most superintendents in schools don't sit on school sites,
Used
so.
to.
Huh?
That's what they used to,
Oh, okay.
for short,
Yeah,
for a short period of time.
not that I'm wandering anywhere.
You change the rules and let almost anybody become a.
Yeah, some of our smaller school districts, they very often hire from within, you know, that,
Well, or they can hire somebody with no ed background, is actually Oregon law, but
yeah, it's happened.
thankfully it doesn't happen too often.
Okay. Any other questions for Annalisa? Contracts and all, and let's see. Review of executive contracts, okay.
Well, action.
Administrative contract.
That we still have a B.
No, sorry. No. Yeah,
Review, it should say agreements, they're, it's not a contract. So there are two other, so we have the CBA. And then we have the admin agreement and the confidential agreement. So I will be wrapping up those agreements, and I think they will hopefully have them signed next week. There's a few adjustments we need to make to the admin one. I think the confidential one landed yesterday, and so we'll get the admin one finalized, and I will communicate to you guys in writing what those look like. So it's an agreement. It's not something the board has to vote on unless we completely change the contract, which you're not doing. So
All right. Well, seeing that there's no actions to be taken there, we'll go ahead and move to the action items, Roman numeral 13. Budget adoption. Finish, you're back up.
All right, so in your board packet, you will see the resolution for appropriations. This is upon an action, this appropriates how we basically spend our money. With the adopted budget that will be, or the budget that will be adopted this evening, these appropriations are based on fund levels. So 100 funds, 200 funds, 300 funds, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. We don't, it does not separate. We do not have to appropriate by individual funds, thank goodness. You'll see that first, that there's not, the individual funds. We don't have to go down that far. The next option then is our function, and that is the 1,000s, 2,000s, 3,000s, 4,000s, the 5,000s have to be broke out a little bit differently because of the rules, budgeting rules. So you will see 5,200, 5,300, and then in like debt service fund, you'll see just 5,000. So transfers and apportionments do have to be separated out and appropriated. And basically what this means is in the 100 funds, under the 1,000 instruction function, and that under the 1,000s, there's a whole bunch of different functions that roll up and tie into this. So again, we do not have to appropriate by individual function. We just have to, it all rolls up to the 1,000s, 2,000s. But what this tells us and tells the auditor is under general funds, the Douglas ESD cannot spend more than $881,740. Sometimes with additional grants, or we get more money, more in the 200, the special revenue funds, we get more money, then we have to come back to the board with a resolution to change the appropriations so we don't get in trouble with the auditor. I think this year I don't have one. We've stayed within our appropriations for the 2025-26 year.
Great job.
Yeah.
Any questions on this resolution, on the top portion? You will make two different motions tonight. You will make a motion to adopt the appropriations. To adopt the appropriations as listed. And then the second motion is to to make a motion to approve the imposing tax, which never changes, but we still have to do it every year in order to get our property taxes.
Yep.
Any questions?
Not from me.
No, okay.
Does would anyone like to make a motion on adopting the budget?
I'll do it.
He'll do it.
I'll second that.
And we have
I move to adopt the Douglas Education Service District's 2026-2027 approved budget as presented in the amount of $62,661,818.
So I'll second that.
what he said, yeah. Okay. Any further questions on that? Hearing none, I'll move for a full vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 I think we have a unanimous vote. Okay. So it passes unanimously. Let's move to
Motion two.
motion two, imposing the tax. Do we have a motion? She said we had to do a motion and a vote on each part.
I move to approve the required property tax rate of 0.5296 per thousand of assessed value as necessary to balance the 2025-2026 general fund budget.
I second
I'll
that.
second.
Great. We have a motion and a second. We have a motion and a second. Is Barb gonna ask us a question?
Martin?
You got anything to add?
No.
But she got the second.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do it. Since there are no questions, we'll go ahead and do a full vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Motion one and motion two have passed. Categorizing the tax. I don't remember categorizing the tax, but I guess you Yes, we do. How do we do that?
Yes,
did it.
every year,
already
that's a
did it.
requirement.
Okay, that,
And then
that
I
makes
have
sense.
to submit a form to Douglas County Assessor's Department by July 15th.
now, if you ever wanted to roll up your sleeves, board members, and get involved in the muck, we're there. Now, we got Annalicia is our only employee. We're about to get her contract out. So, do I hear any motions on that one, or do we just
Yeah.
call?
So
It's in front of you, so, yep, you can make a motion.
that's your base salary, so there's a bonuses on top of that, then, is that right?
I don't get bonuses.
You don't, okay. Okay.
No,
Why is that?
no slush funds here.
Oh,
Public employee.
oh, yeah,
It's better that way.
Well, like,
gotcha.
kids don't really work because the VA gives theirs to, their supervisor bonuses.
It's,
Yeah, it just depends on what kind of system you have.
What do you want, no bonus for it?
we got we're not the feds, thankfully.
So we need a motion to accept the contract, and I'm not seeing a contract in this. It's, yeah. This one confused me. I'm like, why are all these X's here?
It's not really an example, correct?
Yep. And so this is the contract, not an agreement.
Correct.
So I guess the motion is to accept the contract as presented
Correct.
for the superintendent.
Do we hear a motion?
So what do we discuss this and, do we have problems with it? What do we, not kidding.
No, I just made the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. Do we hear any further questions or comments? We have a pretty good superintendent here.
Yes, we do.
I want to keep her. I think.
Yes, we do.
I think this is a fine time to show our appreciation by it.
Yeah.
We got an excellent superintendent.
So, all those in favor of the new contract for the superintendent, say aye.
I wholeheartedly.
And any opposed? Passes unanimously. Congratulations, young
Thank
lady.
you.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Can we also need an authorization to proceed with the audit contract? Is that correct?
We have one more and you have.
Oh, sorry.
Schedule organizational board.
Ah, yes.
So the only required board meeting for ESDs is the organizational one in July. The rest is all by choice. Thank you for choosing to come here the other 11 months. And so if you July 16th is our third Thursday of the regular time we usually do it, and then in July we'll bring you a schedule for the rest of the remainder of the year.
You here remember the old days when we would always go out for breakfast? That place has since been bulldozed.
Kathy.
And we even for the benefit of people like Gail, we'd even go as far down south as heaven on earth for breakfast, etc. So if you'd like to have,
That was for Hank.
he's gone.
Yeah,
He's here.
I know.
Okay. If you'd like,
Unless you're gonna,
if you'd like to try to talk the superintendent to taking us out for breakfast, because we're all working so hard.
I'm gonna move that we schedule the organizational board meeting for July 16th at 6:30 PM.
Okay, so much for my idea.
Then
And we have a motion to second. Do I hear any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I
The people out in the hinterlands. Yes, motion passes. We move on to authorization to proceed with the audit contract. Audits are all important. It's one of the few things that we must have every time. It must go well. Do you want to explain any of this?
Yes, so this is actually a board policy that every 3 years, the audit contract is reviewed. I wish it was as simple as that, so you guys could say, yes, we'd like to continue on with the same auditor, which you can do. The The newest thing is so our procurement, $25,000 and less is just 3 quotes. Anything above 25,000 begins $25,000 and less is no quotes, sorry.
24,999.
24,999 and 25 and above requires 3 informal quotes. The auditor's contract is now, I believe, 27.
Yours at 1,000 this year.
28,000 this year.
Yeah, so it's now over that amount. So the board per policy can say, yes, we'd like to continue on with this auditor, and then, or you can say you would, and then we would sole source it, or you can say, we'd actually like you to go out for a bid. So we just need,
Good luck finding.
That's what that's it.
I'm just gonna say, good luck. Try to find someone to take that bid.
That's, my question was gonna be, how likely are you to get somebody to take?
I can tell you,
You're gonna get lots of bids and they're gonna be AI.
yeah,
Want to do
you're not gonna get any local.
Dennis, what do you think?
My opinion is kind of exactly that. It is very difficult to find auditors these days, which has created problems in regards to audits getting completed on time and whatnot. I personally am completely satisfied with our current auditors. They handle all of the districts that we currently do business services for, except one. And they do a great job. They're always willing to, throughout the year, they're willing to pick up the phone and talk with you. Our current auditor actually had a little class training session a few weeks ago with our business managers just to talk about, audit prep and things to watch out for between our cash districts and our accrual districts. So he didn't have to do that. And but he really wants to help us because in the end it helps him, right? Audits go smoother. And so I am thumbs up with our current auditor.
Great. That's all I need
Richard,
to know.
you have a question?
Would there be any benefit to creating a consortium of audit users and we can have our own little organization and just hire them one time for everybody? Or do
I
we?
don't think you can do that. I think each district has to go through the process by law. So
so
Okay.
the answer is no. It looks like Richard had a question.
Richard, what's up?
Yeah, I've got the current auditor the ESD uses. I'm on 2 other boards, and we use the same auditor. And we've also gone out there and looked for the same price and see if we could ever find better, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not cheap, but what he provides is what most everybody here, all these different boards seem to need. So long as he keeps putting out good quality work, I have no problem with him staying on as the ESD's auditor.
So does that mean you'd like to make a motion that we
I'll make a
authorize
motion.
the audit contract?
I will make a motion that we keep our current auditor as for the contract.
don't authorize the contract because we still have to go, we have procurement. So you're just telling me, keep moving forward.
We're saying that we're authorizing you to proceed.
Yeah, we don't want to look for anybody else.
Proceed.
Yeah, you're just,
Proceed.
well, you're authorizing the 3-year review.
They was more probably than
Oh, yeah.
what the extra cost
If you
is, in
could-
my opinion.
If you could find someone.
Yeah,
I mean, we used to have options 20 years ago in the county.
I used to do books, so I know how difficult it is when you don't know.
Oh, you were.
I was a bookkeeper, tax preparer, a bus driver.
Sorry, that was a joke.
Everything keeps going on.
Do we get a second from?
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Sounds like we passed unanimously, those of us
Yeah.
still awake.
And we will move forward with the next steps.
By that same token, Holly, do we need to have a vote of approval for the,
Evaluation, yeah,
Yep.
please.
you do one? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Evaluation handbook request.
I move that we,
I don't remember receiving it before, the handbook before. I know we got it now.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it before.
It's been a while. So back in, I don't even remember, 2013, 2012, it was mandated by the Oregon Department of Education that all districts, as a big endeavor,
Yes.
develop one. So we're changing it. So we just want to have you, give us an approval of the new handbook. It was updated. We're using a new platform. Marzano instead of we were using Legends before. So a slight change there. Other than that, it was the handbook was required back in 2013.
Right.
Yeah, by state. And it gives a framework, so it's developed around the framework. And basically, all the components are here.
It looked like a lot of good work had been done.
Yeah.
What little I was able to see in a short period of time.
I'll move that we approve the evaluation handbook as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Call for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Mr. Reedy.
I'll
Okay.
abstain. I haven't read it yet.
Okay. Okay.
We have some from the public.
We have unanimous with one abstention. Okay, motion passes. Congratulations, Holly. No, Ostica, unless you're here for a vote on your stuff, you could always take off. I know, we're fascinating. He can tear himself away. Okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman.
I believe we're down to item XIV
But I
14.
think the superintendent had something.
She wants to dump something on Hobby.
I just wanted to publicly thank Holly and her team. It included both her team and others and staff from our organization in putting that together. It's a lot of work, a lot of consensus making, and I'm very appreciative of the work they did. Thank you.
And I'll just add, we had Oscar come in tonight and there was chatter about him not being here. If we ever have questions, we can ask our superintendent to have him come in. But for information you want, no matter how bad it might be about the RAM not being here and everything and the horrors of AI and textbooks. Thank you for coming in tonight. It's helpful.
Yeah. Okay, well, tried to save you 5 minutes, but all right. We're now down to for the good of the order. I want to say that I had a granddaughter and a daughter both graduate from the School of Nursing at UCC in the last cycle, and no one was happier than I that I was not asked to pay for any of those textbooks. So averaging $175 a piece.
Well, teaching up there, a lot of it was online.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
You bought it.
You buy a book electronic.
Yeah.
Like paper book.
I like to put all my markers in.
And the other thing is, Oscar, like this, my son-in-law just received his master's degree from Cal Poly in cybersecurity.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They'll be busy.
I tried to talk him to come in here, but no. He won't do it. Okay, anybody else?
There was a question by a board member, so I'm just quickly getting the answer.
Uh-oh.
While we're waiting, I just wanted to express how much I appreciate the presentation by Ostica. It's information I didn't know, and it's helpful to hear it.
Gina, are you Mr. Reedy?
Yes.
I am not Mr. Reedy.
And yet,
And yet you are.
from your phone signal, that's what we're getting.
So my phone was dying, so I switched devices. So I apologize if I'm on here twice. I am not intending to be, and I was just trying to be very speedy, so I apologize.
Well, it's all good. It's just you're showing us a Mr. Reedy on the screen.
Yeah.
For some reason, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's okay.
Yeah.
My phone's area code is 916. Nobody calls me.
So I'm prepared. Richard asked a question about, on the survey question 3, the ESD has clearly communicated the goals of the organization. So that just goes back to, what I said earlier, where staff feel good with the I statements, good with the team. And then, so next year our focus will be on, so when we look, what is clearly communicating the goals? Because they're everywhere. Tell us more about what you need to know and really that's where the focus group comes in and they can really tell us what that means. So I think it was the concern that it was just over half. We're very true, but 90% where it's true and above. So does that answer your question, Richard?
Yes, thank you.
I move that we adjourn.
We've had a motion to adjourn.
Let's discuss that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was hoping we were gonna get Gina to do something this meeting, but nope, she's only spoke. All right, motion in a second. I'm gonna consider that a past issue and we're free to go. See everybody on the 16th. With no free meal.
It's all my fault, no breakfast.
No breakfast for you.
You need me to